Hi, my name is Tony Roman. Those aware of my stand against the lockdowns know that it has never been politically motivated. It's always simply been an American stand, one I took for the country I love, only in defense of liberty and freedom. You see, my stand is on behalf of all Americans who cherish both. Throughout, we have never publicly endorsed political candidates, groups, or parties, because we believe these are the things that would divide us as Americans in our fight against the tyranny waged by the little dictators since March of last year. We are only patriots that love our country and will always sacrifice for what it means to be an American. So understand that when I fight the enemies of freedom, we don't care if you're liberal or conservative, Democrat or Republican. We don't care what nationality you are, ethnicity, or religion. And yes, we also don't care what your sexual orientation is. We only concern ourselves whether you stand for what it means to be an American, whether you share the same love, respect, and appreciation for this great country of ours and all it stands for. So with today being celebrated as Flag Day, I can't think of a better time to bring to your attention yet another act of deception, another attempt by the masked traitors to try and divide us, this one again shrouded under the guise of wanting to unite us. I learned that recently a new flag was approved in a 6-0 vote by the Huntington Beach City Council to be flown over City Hall for 6 weeks every year, primarily through the entire month of June. So if you haven't noticed it, it's already high on a flagpole flying alongside our great American flag. Your city council, just another group of so-called political leaders who are instead frauds and cowards, have caved to the cancel culture mob. The mayor even saying she supported the idea of adding the flag because she felt it represents unity and freedom. Is she new to this country? Does she not know what the American flag represents? The only flag that should fly to unite us as Americans is the red, white, and blue. And you often hear the word pride when associated with this new flag flown over City Hall. Where the hell is the pride we should all feel when raising the American flag, the world's greatest symbol of freedom? Oh, and I know, those of you who I call the tiny tyrants, the mini Gestapo, the enemies of freedom, you will attempt to use my message here to try and intimidate, threaten, and attack us, calling us this name and that one, and even try to cancel us. You are the same who tried bullying us when we took our stand for real freedom on the very first day of the lockdowns on March 19th, 2020. So bring it on. But remember, we're battle-tested now and ready to give your nonsense another good beatdown. You see, when it comes to defending what it means to be an American, and when doing so honoring our founders and the fallen soldiers of our military who have made the ultimate sacrifice, we will never back down, we will never surrender. So I'm calling on all Americans now who see through this BS as again an action by those who look to divide us so they can so easily conquer us, to express your opposition to this insult and do it not only with your words but with acts of patriotism, real action. Otherwise, what will we see next? These divisive symbols on flags and flying over U.S. embassies around the world? Oh yeah, too late for that. That's already happening. And to members of the City Council, the only other flags that are deserving and should only be permitted to be displayed at government buildings are ones that represent those who have sacrificed for our freedoms. Save those poles to fly the flags of the color guard representing all branches of our American military, and fly the POW flag in remembrance of American prisoners of war who have never been rescued or recovered, and fly them permanently. And if you want to dedicate a flagpole for the whole month of June to people or an event truly unifying and deserving of the honor, then dedicate it to the greatest generation, those who were most noble when they answered the call to serve our nation, the courageous men who stormed the beaches of Normandy on D-Day in 1944. All people around the world who live as free men and women owe it to them and to that momentous effort. These are the brave men who gave their lives to stop the hunting, imprisonment, and murder of those that the Nazis identified as undesirables, including gay men and women, who they also targeted. So know your history, and when our American heroes charged into battle to defeat such evil, they only carried one flag, the American flag. But if you're still hell-bent on flying ones that represent other groups for other purposes, then I demand that you do it equally. You can change flags every hour because I'm sure there are thousands and there are not enough days to dedicate one to each. And you can start by flying flags that symbolize Judeo-Christian principles, the foundation of our Constitution which protects our God-given rights and freedoms, our human diversity. And being of Italian heritage, proud of the monumental contributions Italian Americans have made to our country, you can also fly the Italian flag on Columbus Day, honoring the man that discovered America, and the flags of every other country on days of significance related to their history and culture. Want me to continue? Otherwise, shut the up with your insanity, remove the flag you just put up, admit your mistake, and ban all political and divisive symbols from government property. Stop being so gutless. You know your vote was an act of submission. Stand for what you really believe, or next you might find yourselves being forced to remove the American flag, with traitors already daring to call it the symbol of division. And when that happens, you may as well replace it with the white flag of surrender, because if our American flag comes down, it's over. As for my fellow patriots, there is no savior in politics, so enough with the politician worship. We the people make the rules. Only you can control the destiny of how you live your American life by taking action on behalf of your country every single day. So it's also time to take down your Trump flags and unify again by flying the American flag. This is not the United States of Trump or anyone else. It's only the United States of America. On this special day, and as we get closer to observing Independence Day, we must all unify again under the only true flag representing liberty, freedom, and equality. So proudly stand, honor, and salute our stars and stripes. Because if we don't all unify as freedom-loving Americans under the flag, the enemy will again try and use division as their greatest weapon, and you may next time all find yourselves locked down forever. Remember, you're Americans. Act like it. Thank you, and God bless America.